Hey there, fellow travelers. Mark here with Wolters World, and today we're in Innsbruck, Austria. And today we're going to help your sweet tooth because we're going to talk about the desserts you should have when you come to Austria. And I'll be honest with you, there's so many great desserts here that I only have a small list for you to enjoy because honestly, you'll get too many cavities and your tummy will be too full, and then you'll start looking like me in terms of my multiple chins and multiple bellies when you're here, all right? So let's start with probably the most famous dessert that's from here in Austria. That's the Sachertorte. Basically what it is, it's a chocolate cake, and in the middle they have apricot jam, and then on the outside it's like a chocolate fondant icing, I guess you'd call it, that's there. Now, I will say it's not super sweet. They don't do the desserts super sweet here in Austria. It's just lightly sweetened, and it's a very popular thing to go to a cafe and have a schnitte, like a slice of cake, right? Or any kind of torte when you are here. But Sachertorte, probably the most famous. The one, if you want to get one that's also famous, the number 2 on our list is the Linzer-Torte. And what the Linzer-Torte is, it's got, like a shortbread base, and then it's got a jam top on it, like raspberry or other fruits can be on there. Then it's like a lattice work of dough on top. That's another very famous thing that's here. Also, if you want, you can get the Linzer cookie, which is basically a cookie version of that. So it had like the raspberry jam in there with the cookies, so that can be a nice thing. Now, those first two, you're going to find a lot of places, but my personal favorite of the kind of schnitte, like little slices of stuff, is the creme schnitte. And basically what this is it's a vanilla custard cake. It's like puff pastry, vanilla custard puff pastry. It's so good, and like the powdered sugar on top, you can't go wrong with it. Like if that one's on there, get that one, okay? Just get that one, all right? Because it's amazing, all right? Now, one of the things you have to realize is portion sizes here in Austria are quite big. Now, when they give you a slice of cake or torte, it's not huge. But as you get some of these other desserts I want to talk about, you might want to share them. And one you really want to make sure you do share because it's going to be really, really a lot is the Kaiserschmarrn. And basically what it is, it's chopped up pancakes. Now I know you're like, Mark, chopped up pancakes. What's so special about that? It is special when you're here, and you get so many of them. They put the powdered sugar on top. You get some apple compote to put on there as well, but it's a lot, so you might be sharing it with your friends when you go and sit down. So do be aware of that. And that's the Kaiserschmarrn. That's a really popular thing throughout Austria that you can get lots of places. However, it does take time to make, so you might need to order it, and it'll take time to get there. It's not like they just bring it out like you do with a creme schnitte or a Sachertorte. Now, another super famous dessert from here in Austria is Apfelstrudel. You know, the strudels that are here, it's the filling that's wrapped in dough. Apfelstrudel, obviously the most famous one you can have here, so that's one I want to recommend. But the other one, the Toffenstrudel, that's got the quark base, like think of like a cream cheesy, it's not cream cheese, but a cream cheesy-ish kind of filling in there. Also really good. Make sure you get it with the vanilla sauce. They'll be like, oh, do you want vanilla sauce or vanilla ice? So vanilla sauce or vanilla ice cream, you want the vanilla sauce. Always go with the vanilla sauce when you're here, okay? You're welcome. And the thing is, there's so many different cakes you can get at cafes you'll just really enjoy. I mean, the Kuchen, which is an apricot cake, that's really nice as well that you can grab when you're here. But if you're walking around and you want to grab like a sweet to go, you have Krapfen. And Krapfen are just jelly donuts. I mean, and you get a fresh one, oh, it's so good. If you're here at Christmas time, you'll see places that are literally frying them up and filling them to give them to when you're here so you can have it when you're there. I mean, that's a really good one. I mean, here in Innsbruck, there's this thing called a Keichel. I'm butchering it. Basically what it is, it's fried dough, and you get the sweet kind, which has got jam on top and powdered sugar, or you can go to the savory version, which is the same kind of donut stuff, flat, and they put sauerkraut on it. I'm not a big fan of that one. Go for the sweet one if you're looking for the sweets. Honestly, it's a really good donut, and it has the either Preiselbeeren on it, but you get the kraut, you can get it plain with just some powdered sugar. But yeah, these well worth when you're here. Gotta get them. Yes, you get some stuff on your face, but who cares? It's so good. Yummy. Now, if you're in Salzburg, this one you're going to get, and this one you got to share. It's the Salzburger Knöchel. And what it is, it's a vanilla souffle, and you got to eat it fast, because like literally they bring it out. It takes like 20 minutes to make, and they bring it out, and once they bring it out, it starts to sink down. So you want to eat that fast. So it's this vanilla souffle with raspberry sauce underneath. It's so good, but definitely something you want to share with your friends, because it is huge. One thing I had to warn you. Don't eat your Salzburger Knöchel slow because it deflates. It's a meringue, so it's just going to go plop down. So they'll bring it out. It takes about 20 minutes to make. It'll come out all big, so get it right away and eat it fast, because otherwise it goes so. But it still is fantastic. Oh, and if I'm talking about desserts and I'm talking about food in Austria, you always have to mention the Knödel, the dumplings. And they do have the Germknödel, or sometimes you'll hear Dampfnudeln, okay? Basically what it is, it's a huge, like, wet dumpling. It's like steamed dumpling, and inside's a plum sauce. And yes, the vanilla is also with it. It's so good if you can get that. I love getting it in the wintertime at the Christmas markets. When you have it, it's just such a fantastic thing. You can get that. And then I think A sweet you really have to have when you're here, and you're going to see it in Austria, but you're going to see it all over the country, are the Mozartkugeln. The Mozartkugeln, what is it? It's just a little chocolate ball. But inside, it's got pistachio, it's got marzipan, it's got nougat, and then the chocolate outside. It makes a really good kind of souvenir to bring home to your friends. And if you're in Salzburg, you can go to Fürst, where the chocolatiers actually made the first ones, but there's tons and tons of companies that make them, so you have lots of options to get it. So what are some of your favorite desserts and sweets here in Austria? Let us know in the comments below so we all can satisfy our sweet tooth here in Austria. Bye from Innsbruck.